There have been several notable court cases involving R&D tax credit claims where the lack of substantiation led to the disallowance of credits. Key issues in these cases include insufficient documentation, failure to demonstrate a qualified process of experimentation, and an inability to tie expenses to qualified research activities credibly. In the Union Carbide case, the court allowed partial credits where the taxpayer's oral testimony and reasonable estimation methods were used to substantiate wages and qualified research expenses, QREs. However, the court disallowed certain QREs due to a lack of nexus between claimed expenses and research activities. In the McFerrin case, the court addressed the failure of the district court to consider relevant evidence and emphasized the use of the Cohan rule to allow reasonable estimates of qualified expenses even when some records are missing. The appellate court vacated the original decision and remanded the case for further proceedings, with proper legal standards for substantiation. In Phoenix Design Group, the court denied all R&D credits claimed due to a lack of credible evidence that the activities met the process of experimentation standard. Routine engineering work was not sufficient. Insufficient documentation and failure to categorize hours properly were critical factors in the denial. In Little Sandy Coal Company versus Commissioner, the tax court ruled in favor of the IRS due to the taxpayer's failure to meet the substantially all requirement, showing that 80% or more of activities constituted experimentation, along with insufficient supporting records. This led to denial of credits for vessel construction projects. Finally, in Scott Moore versus Commissioner, 2024, the court disallowed credits for lack of contemporaneous documentation and inability to establish qualified research time spent. This case highlights the importance of maintaining detailed and timely records to substantiate claims. These days, the IRS and courts demand clear links, nexus, between claimed research expenses and qualified research activities. Use of estimation rules, like the Cohan rule, to allow partial credits requires some credible evidence or testimony. Courts emphasize the importance of contemporaneous, detailed documentation, including time tracking and demonstration of the experimental process. Routine engineering or non-experimental activities do not qualify. Failure to adequately explain or tie research activities to statutory definitions often results in denial and penalties. These cases offer valuable lessons about the crucial role of comprehensive and credible documentation in substantiating R&D tax credit claims, thereby mitigating IRS challenges and litigation risk. At the IRS, examples of what is allowed and what is not allowed by your revenue agent or engineer flows down from court cases to your auditor. These cases are just the few that went to court. Often an auditor will disallow R&D tax credits due to the IRS's position that the documentation is insufficient. What is proper documentation? That is really in the eye of the beholder, or in this case, the revenue agent or IRS engineer. The 5 firms mentioned lost millions and millions of dollars of tax credits due to not having proper contemporaneous substantiation. To find out how I can compile and maintain proper IRS-favored written documentation for your firm, set up a call with me to discuss our managed R&D documentation service.